now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities, and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dinny Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Yo, 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 what is up, guys? Welcome to another incredible episode of Vigilantes Radio Live, right here on iHeartRadio, and I am your host, Dini. We have a very special guest for you guys. You definitely want to stick around for that, and as a matter of fact, text your buddies, family members, or even share it on social media right now, and let them know that we are about to dive deep into another interview. Before I bring my guest on, I do want to say, you don't lose sight. This is the frequency of the fearless. And let's be clear, chart spots just don't happen. They are earned in silence, earned in sweat, and in some spaces between hunger and hustle. BigCruz, PKA Mr. Possie, is proof that rawness refined becomes power. His journey from Bunkie to Houston wasn't just about geography. It was more about growth, about choosing not to fold, but to forge. His latest work is more than music, it's a movement. You see, there's something unstoppable about an artist who brings all of his roots to the surface, who wears the scars, the lessons, and the bounce in his cadence with the badge of honor. If you ever underestimated a southern voice or overlooked the underdog, tonight's conversation is a wake-up call, because this artist didn't wait for permission. He brought the energy, the charts caught on, and now the world's catching up. This isn't just radio, this is revival for your mind, body, and spirit. Vigilantes Radio Live. Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Well, let's go.
That is the question. Again, welcome to VRL. That's Vigilantes Radio Live, right here on iHeartRadio. And I am your host, Dini. Well, you could call me Coach Dini, and change is possible. Are you ready? Our interviews are designed to go beyond music, news, books, art, acting, films, technology, education, entrepreneurship, entertainment, spirituality, and sometimes even past that thing that we call the ego. Our interviews are designed to go behind the scenes and into the minds of these incredible human beings. The ones who are out there giving it their all for me, for you, and for the world. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's episode, from Lafayette to Houston, BigCruz has transformed hustle into harmony. His sound is, how should I say, it's like unfiltered as his rise, breaking through the charts with 7 grams of weed and a top 10 project that's turning heads across the industry. But behind the bars is a story of, resilience, region, and raw ambition. A southern voice rooted in real life. BigCruz isn't chasing trends. I like to say that he's building a legacy. So with that, let's say a welcome friend to BigCruz. Yo, 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 welcome to the show.
Yo, what's up, man? Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, bro. How's it going?
It's going good. I'm excited to be here, so.
All right, man. So are we, man. Before we really get into the meat and potatoes of everything, you've been pushing forward heavy lately. So what's been on your heart and mind as you've been going through this grind?
Uh, just trying to be successful, really. Just trying to be successful at the craft. I feel like I've been working at a long time, so I feel like I honestly put in a lot of work for it. So I'm just ready for me to enjoy the fruits of my labor.
Absolutely, man. What do you call successful?
Working hard at something you always wanted to, achieve. So just really achieving it, whatever you was working hard at, and getting it done. The way you always seen it, the way you always dreamed it. The way you always talked about it whenever you talked about it to other people. So.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel you, and then I really don't see what you're seeing. So, like, paint that picture, man. What does it look like? What does a successful BigCruz look like? What does your life look like, bro?
A successful BigCruz, I can say that's hard to say because I never know, I feel like I haven't reached my full potential just yet. No, I just feel like everything just now starting. So it's kind of hard to say for me at the moment, so hopefully next time, we have a phone call, meet in person, I can tell you more about that success. But right now, it's just the beginning, so I can't say what success looked like for me when I'm just starting.
Yeah, you know what, man? I understand that, man. You're enjoying your journey as you go along. Does these aspirations give you goosebumps?
No, I always seen something like this happening. I was just waiting for the moment to finally have it, so this is one of the moments. So it's something I was already pre-prepared for.
Yeah, okay. What about the moment when you first knew this is what you wanted to do? Like, paint the picture for us. Where were you? Yeah, just...
I was about 10 years old whenever I first started finding out what rap was for real. Like, I always knew I liked it, this artist or that artist, but once I started thinking about how to create a rhyme, how to make a song, how to write a bar, things in that nature, it was like I liked that. It was just something about it, and I never stopped doing it.
Was rap your first choice?
Yes, always been my first choice. Music always been my first choice.
Yeah, all right. If it wasn't rap, what other kind of music you think you would be into?
If it wasn't rap, I would say probably R&B.
Ah, you got some chops.
Yes and no.
You haven't had a chance to fully explore that talent yet?
Exactly, exactly. But I know it's going to get to that point, so I'm just ready to, crack that open and just go ahead and get in more into that, because I know it's going to come. Right now I'm just mastering this side of me, so.
Yeah, for sure, man. I know I'm talking a lot about the future. It's just a personal philosophy of mine, There's nothing behind you. All you can do is go forward. And You've already carved out chart positions. You've earned fans coast to coast. But, man, what is the bigger mission here?
I always told myself, man, like, getting signed. Like, that's why I seen, like, younger, I was like, man, I just want to get signed. But as I grew older and learned more about the business, it changes a lot. So my mindset back then on getting signed is not really my mindset now, so that's what that is right there, But I would say, getting signed, but also putting it in a way where I'm independent at the same time, where I still can do what I want.
For sure. Man, what keeps you locked in and focused?
Honestly, what just listening to other artists that I listen to, I feel like once I listen to something, I feel like, okay, let me see if I can top that. I'm kind of in competition with myself. So that's what really keep me going on the music-wise. But with the whole thing, I would say my kids, I got 2 sons, and they love my music, so.
Nice, nice. So, man, you're originally from Louisiana, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm from Mississippi originally, so we could practically be cousins. Who knows?
Yeah.
But,
Next door.
next door, man. So, what was life like in Lafayette?
Um, it was parts and times. I was born in Lafayette. Once I was born and things like that, I had moved in with my grandmother. That's when we moved into like a small little town, maybe like an hour, 45 minutes away from Lafayette, called Bunkie, and that's where I grew up. My dad's side of the family was mainly out there and things of that nature. The times that I was in Lafayette, it was mainly Karen Crow. It's basically the same thing, but it was mainly, Karen Crow, between Karen Crow and Bunkie, Lafayette. So it was mainly just growing up with family. It's very country out there, so it's like it's not much to do, but it's a lot to do.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think if you would have remained there, I'm not saying you don't visit, but, if you were, like, rooted there, do you think would your music sound the same?
No, I don't think it would, to be honest with you. I don't think it would. It's different cultures whenever you go into like Texas and Louisiana. So I feel like whenever I did move to Texas and I kind of learned a different sound, I just kind of merged the two and just kind of made my own.
Yeah, yeah. Man, I do want to talk about some of your success, Mr. Possie. Hitting top 10 on iTunes is major. What was going through your mind when you saw that number? Did it feel like validation or just the beginning?
No, I would say just the beginning. It really didn't feel real. But once I looked it up for myself and seen it for myself, it kind of started kicking in slowly. But like I say, I always see myself being on something like that. So I was just already pre-prepared for it.
Yeah. Did it put any kind of pressure on you? I remember when Drake first came out and he dropped the single, and he was like, man, I was so nervous because people not only judge you based on your first single, but if it hits, that's kind of what they want from you forever.
That's true. That's true right there. Once you get to a certain point or make a certain song that tops any other song, you have to make another one. If you don't, they gonna consider it as a flop.
Man, but does that create pressure?
Yeah, it does. To be honest with you, it do. But if you can do it again, then it kind of ease up the pressure from thinking like that. It's like I can do it again. If I did it one time, I can do it again.
Definitely, man. It's like making a shot in the basket.
Exactly.
To some people, that's very hard.
Yeah, it kind of become muscle memory once you do it for so long.
Yep. So, man, the visuals for Alone are fire. Were you behind the creative process?
I was. I actually turned my brother front room into a whole studio, a whole music scene.
Wow.
I just seen it, and once I see stuff, I just kind of be like, okay, I can do this, I can do that. I can move this, I can move that. But I just kind of turned it into that. Just based off the song, the vibe of the song. I just kind of turned the whole front room into a whole little music scene.
Yeah. Do you think visuals are just as important as lyrics?
Yes. It actually brings the lyrics to life.
So when you write music, are you thinking about the visual part?
It depends, to be honest with you, because some songs don't really need a visual. The song can tell it all. But if you really want to go into more deep of the song, then that visual is needed. A visual is always going to be important to any song, any single. But not every single need a visual.
True that, man. True that. So, man, you're running this thing independent. The momentum's building. What's the hardest part about staying self-driven?
Really, the hardest part The hardest part gotta be it have to be staying creative, you know. Staying creative. 'Cause it's easily to get your mind distracted. You know how the world going now. It's easy to get your mind distracted off of something. But once that creative process start going, it's like it can't be stopped. But you just got to get it going. That's the hardest part. Just like writer's block. You might not know what to write about. You done read 100 songs already. You might not know what to write about that day. So I say that's the hardest part. Trying to stay creative.
Yeah, man. I've heard a lot of your fans love your authenticity. How do you keep it real, bro, in this industry that kind of rewards the fake? I've had this artist ask me before, like, man, like, I just want to be a part of this machine, this industry. And he's like, yo, what should I do? I said, man, if you really pay attention to rap music or music in particular, it's kind of like wrestling. It has all these crazy storylines going on. But listen, pick a part, jump into the script, and stick to it.
Yep.
You'll get in.
Yep.
But it's like, no, it's the music. I say, yeah, it's the music, but it's 2025, and it's personality. It's do you got it? You got to have it all sometimes. And sometimes the music do be that catalyst to push you through the door, but a lot of times it's your spunk. And I believe you're full of it, man. I'm not saying you're fake, but you got some spunk, man.
No.
I seen your music video.
It's really your image. If you portray a certain image and your music portray that image too, you're going to have to live up to that image. If not, then it's kind of going to, take you 20 steps back after you done faked it 20 steps, forward. So it's also the image you put out with it.
Yeah, indeed, man. They told me I was too boring, so I didn't make the cut. Nah, for real, man. I tried to get on Just Judy. My baby mom was trying to drag me on there. And she told her side, all right, she's in. I told my side, like, you can't do nothing else. It's like, yo, I mean, that's like, oh, you gotta act it. You gotta be crazy, wild. And they told me I was too boring.
Yeah.
I was like, and the industry kind of told me the same thing. Like, dude, you're regular. Yeah, man. But sometimes I be want to do like a 607 unk, just say whatever on my mind, but I don't get that.
Yeah, that's what the podcast for. But the radio station's good for it too.
Yeah. Well, man, what would you say to like a younger version of you back in the day with just a mic and a dream?
What I would say for real, I would say spend my money wisely, on the material I was making back then. Because I feel like the material I was making back then can be the material I can make now, but I feel like I didn't put the right promotions behind my projects back then versus how I'm doing it now. That's how I look at it. But then again, it's like I didn't know the people I knew now that could help me back then like they helping me now. So that's what I would say. I would say probably, spend my money wisely on how I was, trying to push my music and kind of, separate into the right thing. So I can, I could have had this phone call, 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah, man, but if that music can hold up to today, I would say re-release that, man. It's like 1 billion folks in this world, 7 point something.
Yeah, I was told that. I was told that before. Because whenever I started first working with my PR, she kind of put me back onto the distribution I was using, United Masters. And whenever she put me back on there, she made me re-release all my songs, right? So I did that, I would say like the first month, I started seeing real money come in from my music, like just strictly from music, Yep. I started seeing real money. How
did that feel? Getting paid?
To be honest with you, I was excited that whole day. I made my first $800 off of a song.
Nice.
I made in 2020.
Nice, man. I know people have made 3 cents, so
Yeah, I
Congratulations,
made
bro.
$300 from a song I made in 2020. So like I said, I would have never knew that if I would have never ran into my PR that's working with me now. So
Yeah, shout out to your PR, man.
yeah, for sure.
All right. Let's get into some music. We have 7 grams
sir.
of weed, and then we'll be
Yes,
right
sir.
back
Number
to
9 on the yes, sir. Number 9 on the iTunes charts, man. 7 grams of weed.
Nice, congratulations, man. Then we'll be back to put Big Cruz in our traditional hot seats where he gets to perform for us if he wants to. He could rap, sing, do some spoken word. He could tell some jokes. We love dad jokes. He has 2 sons. I know he knows some. Like, what do you call a ghost that poo poo? See, I messed the joke up. It's boo-boo. Don't worry about it. I messed it up. See, that's why I'm bored. But we'll be right back, and we'll put him in that hot seat, and we'll let him perform instead of me. See, I suck. But here it is, 7 grams of weed. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Ooh, Mr. Possie.
Bow. Hey, yo, KJ, man, that shit. Double cup, 7 grams of weed can help me sleep. Whoa. I've been balling out, so I can't never skip a beat. Let's go. Better pray to God when you get down on your knees. Whoa. Wanna join the clan, baby girl, show me them feet. Wait, show me them feet. If they really nice and busted, Cancun for like 2 weeks. I've been in my feeling past the blunt so I can speak. Never mind, cops be on my phone, so let me think. Hold on, wait, give me a second. On the road with no directions, got me looking like I'm helpless. If I pay that bun and fly you out, would you protect me? I just wanna know, for my steppers get to stepping. Look, double cut with ice. Whoa. Big backwood tonight. Linked up with Chris Tyson, and he got my credit right. So that might just change your life, so you better do it right. If you don't, then that's your cause I'm not gonna tell you twice. Look, double cup, 7 grams a week can help me sleep. I've been balling out, so I can't never skip a beat. Better pray to God when you get down on your knees. Wanna join the clan, baby girl, show me them feet. Wait, show me them feet. If they really nice and bustin', brand new Patek Philippe. Simon says, will you marry me and take this ring? I just wanna know, so I can put you on fleek. Look, chain on right, wrist on ice. How you think I got this? Cause my credit looking right, and that might just change your life, so you better do it right. If you don't, then that's your cause I'm not gonna tell you twice. Look, double cup, 7 grams a week can help me sleep. I've been balling out, so I can't never skip a beat. Better pray to God when you get down on your knees. Wanna join the clan, baby girl, show me them feet. Yeah, show me them feet. If they really nice and bustin', Cancun for like 2 weeks. Yeah, show me them feet, baby. Yeah, show me them feet.
Ooh, Mr. Possie.
Yeah, show me them feet, baby.
Hey, yo, KJ, man, that shit again. Hey, yo, KJ, man, that shit again.
All right. Welcome back. Show me them feet. Yeah, somebody got a foot fetish going on. Hey, I kid, Big Cruz. So that's a dope record. I think it's perfect for the summer. Cruise, top down. Hit the beach. This is it, man. Getting your swag on. So let's go ahead and invite Big Cruz back on. Yo, you're back live with us and in our hot seat. Are you going to perform for us?
That's a hard one. It's so much because I am about to put out a tape, something that I might say might be from the tape, saying might be a surprise, so.
Okay. So leave us with a powerful thought, man. Something every dreamer grinding in silence needs to hear right now.
Every day you wake up, you already got the W. You already got the win. That's something I tell myself when I get up in the morning, because it's another day for me to get it right. Another day to make a new fan, make a new song. Every day you wake up, it's another chance to, it only take one yes, one yes to change your whole life.
That's right. That's right. Hey, man, short and sweet, yet powerful. Okay, man, where can our listeners connect with you on the internet and check out more music?
Yes, sir. You can find me on Instagram at Mr. Possie, YouTube, Mr. Possie, Apple Music, BigCruz, Spotify, BigCruz, Twitter, I am BigCruz 555. You know, you can find me on all streaming platforms, and I'm also in a competition right now for the next top hit maker. You can go to my Instagram link on my bio, vote for me. You know, it's 50K on the line, so that's what I'm working towards.
All right. Well, guys, there it is. That is the call to action. Make sure you flood his Instagram and big him up, you know.
Yes, sir.
Tonight, BigCruz, a.k.a. Mr. Possie, brought us truth, grit, and game to the table. Who explored his rise from a small town in Louisiana to the iTunes charts, his creative evolution, and what it means to lead without compromise. From 7 grams of weed to Mr. Possie, one thing's clear: he's not waiting for a moment. He is the moment. So stream his latest music, run up those visuals on YouTube, and follow his journey everywhere. Don't forget to subscribe to Vigilantes Radio, rate the episode, and show support over at buymeacoffee.com/Vigilantes Radio. This ain't just radio. It's real life in rhythm. So share the show and spread the word. Thank you so much, BigCruz.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Have a great night, man.
You too.
Peace.
Peace to all. My name is Dean, and I am the host of Vigilantes Radio Live. I think that we are beyond just asking cool questions and getting cool responses. I think that we are here as creatives to provide an example that you can do things different outside of expectations, because some of us simply were not born into the club, but there is perhaps a door, window, or back gate that we can leave a clue for you to get into. Life is short, but there are plenty of moments to try and get it right. Pursuing your dreams and learning from mistakes may be tough, but regret is tougher. Book your interview. Email us at vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. That's a V as in victorious. Or visit onlyonemediagroup.com. I'm counting on you. Heaven, we all are counting on you to step into your purpose and your passion. You are listening to Vigilantes Radio Live on iHeartRadio, providing you with an opportunity to dive deeper.
And that might just change your life, so you better do it right. If you don't, then that's your, cause I'm not gonna tell you twice. Look, double cup, 7 grams a week can help me sleep. Whoa, I've been balling out, so I can't never skip a beat. Better pray to God when you get down on your knees. Wanna join the clan, baby girl.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com.